Here you can tell how my grains look really good compared to others you may see. This is also conducive to whey separation. This is a really nice kefir. Today we have another extreme kefir ferment. This one is actually, I had it in the refrigerator all day. I shook it up a few times while it was in the refrigerator. Crack the pressure. Whenever you go to move these, you need to crack the pressure on the lid. Otherwise, if you shake it, it'll start spraying out. It'll make a hell of a mess. Ideally, I like to just crack the pressure, tighten the lid back up, and like turn it upside down. That's a nice gentle way to do it. You know, just turn it upside down a few times. You're washing the grains throughout the milk that feeds the grains. This is probably about 50% grain ratio, so with the temperatures and things here, this has only been out for an hour and 15 minutes out of the refrigerator to ferment in the warmer environment. It's gotten much warmer here where I live. So I'm actually wanting to pull this before it gets done, because everything is so accelerated using the high grain ratio. It's already really fast. It's ready to go. So if I'm going to have it sitting around for a day, it may start to separate into whey then. So if you want to avoid that, you pull it earlier, because it is constantly going to continue fermenting after you pull the grains out. There's still going to be activity in there. So you kind of have to time that ahead of time so that you can get the right consistency that you want when you're drinking it, and give you a couple days leeway before it ferments and starts producing whey again secondarily. Here, let me go grab this. This is from yesterday morning. I drained it. Okay, so here is a batch that I did yesterday. And this was sitting in the refrigerator for 24 hours. So I really don't care for the whey in there. So actually, I'll try to separate the whey out in this container. So it'll be a secondary whey reduction after it's been strained. So I will tend to do a whey reduction with the grains in. If it gets over fermented and starts to solidify and get thick in the bottom of one of these jars, is ideal for separating it, because you can get the whey separated out real easily from this. So we have a secondary one here. This is also conducive to whey separation because it's a small container, and I'm able to get this through there and trap the whey into a pocket and then pour it off. This is a really nice kefir. I've got a picture of that from yesterday. I'll put in a clip right now. So yeah, this has just been sitting in the refrigerator for 24 hours since then. It's really nice. So, that's so good. If I go ahead and mix that whey in, it may be okay, but it's going to make it a lot thinner. And it's going to induce more of that sour taste and also the alcohol taste. I don't drink alcohol at all. I don't like alcohol. So I don't like the alcohol components from kefir. And a lot of the components seem to be in the whey produced is where you get the alcohol. So if I remove that, it reduces the alcohol taste for me, which makes it good. I really like the yeast taste. Try to separate out some of this whey here quick. I won't be able to pour it one-handed, but I can show you how it's going to look. Right there, see that whey coming up? Now I can pour that out and at least remove half of the whey or more. Let's see what I can get out of here. Hang on. All right, here we are. That's how much whey I was able to get out of there. And you can compare the level dropped, but yeah, most of it, I got probably at least 70% out of there. There's a little bit left around in the edges. But when that gets mixed in now, it won't be bad. So here's what I got out of there. There's a little bit of white stuff in there, but really it's not much. That's mostly just straight whey liquid. I mean, the little bit of whites that's in there, that's no big deal. that's just, if you got another use for it, go ahead. I don't do any baking or anything, so I just throw that out. I mean, I'm making another batch every day. This one is actually starting to separate right in front of our eyes here. You can see the whey starting to crackle. It's been 5 minutes since I turned that upside down. Being out in them warm temperatures, that's only been literally maybe 6 minutes since I flipped that upside down for you guys. You see that? It frickin' takes off right away. Right away. A few minutes, your kefir's done. So I better get this one strained, because now I'm starting to get some whey production that I don't want, because it's really hot out now. And so as I'm transporting it and stuff, it's getting done faster. So that means less time or less grain ratio. But right now I'm at a super high grain ratio. So hang on, let me get this dealt with. All right, so you can still see how nice and thick that is. And hang on, let's mix it around here. And now I've reduced the whey enough that after I mix it around, it's still a nice thick kefir. So in order to get it with less whey next time, I need to pull my ferment earlier. You have to judge the future by the past. We're at about 8 minutes since I started up. Since I flipped it upside down just to wash the grains around, give them some more food, more milk to break down. As it progresses, it's breaking more milk down. You're feeding the grains, but you're breaking more milk down. So once you run out of milk for them to feed on, that's when the whey production starts. So when it's sitting out in warm conditions, once they get fed, they can eat that up quick, and then the rest of your milk is already about to turn to whey. So then it will turn to whey faster, because now there's no more food left and the milk is all spent. So all the milk around it starts to go into an over ferment. So let's go ahead and strain this out real quick. I gotta get going to work. I usually do this about 10 minutes before I gotta go to work. And sometimes I decide to make a video, so then I make a video real quick. I'm sure you can tell how my grains look really good compared to others you may see. A real plump texture, not dry looking, not shriveled looking. These strain out a little bit here, and we'll take a final look. All right, everyone. There they are. That's strained out. Not really much else coming out of there. You can see the beauty. The grains are actually a living organism. These are classified a living organism. So I do believe that there is some magical type properties to the grains. And they said that if the secrets were out, that they would lose their magical properties. So I believe you have to respect the grains, understand the grains, respect those that gave them to us. So for perspective here, this is the container. 16-ounce jars. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Happy kefiring.